further discuss the situation, and we are joined by Makram Rabah, assistant professor at the American University of Beirut. Professor, thank you for joining us on Asia Today.
Good evening.
Israel says it was behind the killing of Hezbollah commander Wissam Hassan al-Tawil, while Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati said that he is working on a diplomatic solution to the fighting near the border with Israel. What are some possible solutions that can effectively ease the growing tensions?
Well, in reality, neither Mikati nor Hezbollah have the ability to enforce any kind of diplomatic solution on what's going on the southern border with occupied Palestine, simply because the escalation of violence on both sides of the border confirm that Israel will not simply accept a rehashing of a new modified UN Security Council Resolution 1701, where the southern part of the Litani area would be demilitarized in a way, because the targeted and the surgical strikes that Israel have been executing against Hezbollah confirms that Israel looks at Lebanon and at Hezbollah as a kind of existential threat. And this is why, despite the Biden administration's insistence that diplomatic means can actually lead to some sort of stability, the actions on the ground confirm the exact opposite.
And the newly appointed UN Senior Humanitarian Coordinator for Gaza, Sigrid Kaag, has started her role in Amman, Jordan, after Israel refused to issue visas for UN staff. I want to get your thoughts on this, Professor.
Well, in general, we have been seeing how Israel, since its inception, has no disregard for international law. In addition to the fact that the Biden administration, despite the fact that it is trying to keep things within limited options, we see that they have never endorsed any kind of ceasefire in Gaza, especially for humanitarian reasons. And this is why I think the international community has their hands full in trying to convince the Netanyahu government in particular to give any kind of humanitarian concessions. Unfortunately, also at the same time, Hamas has not shown any type of leniency when it comes to going back to the negotiations, because as you're well aware, one of the main reasons for the ongoing escalation is the fact that Hamas has cut negotiations when it comes to the release of hostages. This is why I think, however, the United Nations and the international community try to intervene, at the end of the day, they will be hit by the Israeli wall of refusing to actually negotiate before Hamas is destroyed, which is technically an unfeasible objective.
Well, Professor Makram Rabah, thank you so much for sharing with us your perspective on this. Appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Well, the death